Hello, my name is Steve Siebold, and I'm here at the Bone Allen Mansion outside of Atlanta, and we're here with one of the top people in WFG, Penney Ooi from San Jose, California, or San Jose, San Francisco area, correct? And so Penny, thanks for coming. We appreciate you coming down to the mansion to talk to us.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about your background in WFG, sort of your rank in WFG, and a little bit about where you're at right now?
Currently, that we have about close to 5,000 agents, life license agent in the whole United States. I'm a field chairman for the company. I think we are the first lady who hit about $4 million in the whole company.
Wow.
And also, we are very, very proud to work for to be associated with WFG, and also that we have a great team culture. People who have integrity and honesty, and who really put their life into this business. So this is my 24th year in this business, and I continue very, very strong. My daughter is licensed, and also,
oh, wow.
Both insurance and investment license. So it's going to be a legacy business for us.
And you've been in the business 24 years.
24 years, me and my husband.
Wow. And how were you introduced to WFG?
I came from Malaysia. My father was a businessman. He struggled financially, not because he doesn't save money, and not because he did not make money, but he struggled financially because he did not know how the money worked. So when I about to come aboard and study, he couldn't come up with the funding. So as a very young teenage girl, that I resented my parents because I was told to study very hard, and yet when I did my job and he couldn't fulfill his promise. So then when I have a chance, when my mom borrowed the money for me to be here, I remember we have 16,000 bank draft to get a student visa. Right after I came to the United States, I sent back the $9,000. So $7,000 for my whole 4-year degree. Wow. In United States. So I studied finance. So right after finished school, then I couldn't get a job in Wall Street or the investment insurance industry because I did not have a green card. In the investment insurance industry, you need to be a permanent resident in the United States or you're a U.S. citizen. So I ended up working in a very small brokerage company as a loan processor. My title was financial analyst, so I can get my green card per se. And then right there, then I know that I knew how much people make in the Silicon Valley. I know how much each position was, each profession was made, and also I know that when do they get laid off. So my heart that I always want to go back to investment insurance industry because I know there's a residual income. So one day I saw somebody have the security exam questionnaire. I said, "Who sponsored you?" He said that this company called WFG. So back then by then that I already have my green card in hand already. So I was the one who called the manager who introduced my friend into WFG. I said, "Can you sponsor me to come into WFG?" Then that's how I get started. So I called. But it took him 8 times. Keep calling before I show up. 8 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why didn't you show up in the beginning? You weren't interested?
No, I was interested then, but both of us have a full-time job. I have a daughter, 8 months old. So that somehow, somewhere, that every single time that day, Tuesday night, something happened. Right? But he was very nice. He called back, He said that I was waiting for you. And I said, "I'm so sorry, I'm going to show up again." And then things happened again. And by the 4th time, I did not call him back anymore because I felt like maybe it's never meant to be. But he kept continuing to call.
Wow.
So 8 times I show up. And the rest is history.
Wow. Is he still in the business today?
Yes, he's making about $1.5 million. I haven't seen him for 15 years.
Wow, is that right? Wow.
Yeah, this is one thing good about the business because you have a chance to actually override the organization. But he did his part. He did his part early stage in his career. And because his wife had a cancer, then he decided to stay home. Yeah.
Okay. And what attracted you when you saw WFG? What attracted you to it?
I like the platform. When I look at WFG, number one, I like finance. I look at as a residual income. And I know that people work very hard for their life. They never have a chance to actually retire. You think about this, right? Passive income is the name of the game, right? For people to have even 100,000 passive income, you got to have $2 million portfolio in your bank, right? To making it a 5% to be able to do that. So if I be able to get into the industry, if I work and I put my heart and I do a good job for people, but I really think that we should get paid continuously.
Sure.
Right. So that's one of the things that WFG provided to me early stage in my career. When later on I found that it's more than just a passive income.
And how long did it take you to become successful? And when I say successful, let me say maybe $75,000 a year somewhere.
I was very, very lucky. I always say that this business is not that tough. It's quite easy for me. I think it's all about philosophy. The reason it's easy because I'm in the United States. I'm in America. Should I stay in where I came from, I will never have this kind of chance. Right? Number two, I have a chance to find out this opportunity, a platform. Number three is because of the mentorship that provide to me. So I was very, very blessed to be able to associate with Swan, Rich Stolley, and even the previous owner. So it took me 1.5 years to become marketing director. So, but right after I licensed, I got about 123,000. And the second year, then 2.5 years since the day I joined, I became CEO. That's where my husband quit the job. So by the third year, I make about 400,000 already. So I was one of the faster one. Not because I'm smarter than anybody else, because the WFG have one of the best platform, and for me, it's one of the most duplicatable system. And I was coachable enough to follow every single thing that they told me.
What do you think your secret, besides the platform, what's been the secret to your, because obviously you've had tremendous success beyond most people in the company. What do you attribute that to? I think
at the beginning that I was taught a very strong foundation. Coachability and teachability is two of my biggest strengths. When you are ready to get coached, and if you're somebody willing to teach you, and that is one of the two elements, very, very major element for me, for my success.
Okay. And why did you choose WFG over other opportunities that you had? It sounds like you had a lot of things you could have done.
Yeah, at the beginning, honestly, that I think WFG is the only choice back then, because that they are the only company who willing to took me as a part-timer, because I did not start this company full-time. So I was thinking back then, if I just came in part-time and get my license, then I can work for Merrill Lynch. That was my goal. But later on, I found that I'm so glad I make this decision. Along the way, there's many broker-dealers try to recruit me into their platform. By then, they couldn't provide me the freedom of building my business. They did not have the multi-culture, multi-commission tier that I can build my business and build my legacy. So there's a lot of different ways that WFG provide. I think the leadership, the system, and also they are very, the culture-wise very, very different. I think they are very, how do we say that? WFG is a new idea came to the old industry. We do not do the business like traditional industry does. That makes us very unique. I may not understand at the beginning. I was just very coachable. I need this opportunity. But along the way, after 24 years, I'm so glad. My coachability let me stay. And then right now, I do understand I have the best in my hand.
Did you ever think about, with your degree in finance, did you ever think, you mentioned Merrill Lynch, which obviously serves the ultra wealthy in this country.
Yes.
Did you ever think about going back to Merrill Lynch after you're with WFG for a while? Because obviously it's a pretty prestigious position.
Yes. I think there's two things. It's a life philosophy. Merrill Lynch is a good company. There's many financial industries, a very good company. But my mission in life is I think that I do not want to be impressed by all the prestigious thing that people show outside. I want to get inspired by who I can help. I think that the industry have enough big company to serve the ultra rich, but the industry doesn't have enough company like WFG can serve the mass. And I was one of them. I know how difficult for us to get served by all this big company, and people want to get served, and they never have a chance. So that I think the crusade, and then also, I get very emotional when I talk about this. The crusade that I developed throughout these companies by seeing a lot of family out there. They were just like my father, right? So
it was inspiring to you to be able to help people that were not a part of the ultra wealthy that a company like Merrill Lynch might target.
I think ultra wealthy, they already set already. They just need to know how to create another zero on your bank account.
Sure.
Right? But I think that extra $1,000, $2,000 for mass market mean the whole world to them.
Sure. Is there a downside to WFG? I mean, it seems there's a downside to every deal, as you know. What's the downside to WFG?
I think one of the bad things for the WFG or downside for the WFG, it is too easy to come in, and there's no quota. Because there's no quota, it's easy to come in. People do not take it seriously, and because we don't have quota system, there's no discipline in place. So when things doesn't work out, it is very easy to quit, right? It is easy to blame other people, right? Because that you cannot get fired by our company, except that you do something wrong by the regulation, in the eye of a regulation. So I think that is a downside of WFG, because that you offer the mass opportunity to a lot of people who want to take it, and because it's come so easy, so people don't appreciate that. That's what I see.
Okay, let's talk about some of the criticisms that people levy on especially on the internet. WFG. Some people have said, as you know, they say, well, it's a scam. How do you respond to people that say are looking at this business right now and they're new to it, they've never heard of it before? They go on the internet and people are saying it's a scam. How do you address that person?
I think for a very objective point of view, number one, when you show something too good, it seems like too good to be true, right? And if you listen to my video right now, you think that, well, maybe this is another infomercial thing that they try to do. So people look at things that way because traditional industry doesn't provide that, and also it's understanding of the industry. Number one, number two. Also, I came from a employee mentality. I get paid about 70,000, 100,000, that I have to be very, very good. And suddenly you have this business, you come to this business, work hard, and you get paid so much, right? And then some people brag about that, right? And jealousy come into the place. And also it's a very controversial about the industry is doing. I think people think it's scam. For me, this is understanding. One, they understand about how the financial industry get paid, and financial industry one a lucrative industry, right? And also, I think people think it's a scam because in the traditional industry, you cannot build an agency the first day you join the industry. You get to prove yourself that you are a good manager. Then you can start building an agency. Because of that, people come to the conclusion this is a scam, right? So.
Okay. How about the MLM piece of it? Multi-level marketing, for people that don't know, network marketing, which is the compensation structure that WFG employs. What do you say to people that say, well, multi-level marketing is a pyramid scheme?
Yeah, I think that people have a bad taste of multi-level marketing because of the product was distributed through the multi-level marketing. I think that right now the multi-level marketing also like selling product type of multi-level marketing. They no longer require you to buy a lot of product to get promotion. I think people get burned back in the multi-level marketing because they have to store so many inventory and they cannot sell, right? But WFG, we are multi-level of commission structure, which is very similar in financial industry. Maybe they have 3 level or 4 level. Even Merrill Lynch and all the big company, even New York Life or State Farm, Prudential, they have agent, they have a branch manager, they have director. They get paid by the overriding the whole organization. And WFG happen to have 6 level. So go down again, is understanding about the structure and the knowledge about how we get paid in the financial industry. And also how we are differentiated than multi-level marketing, selling product. So I do not always think that multi-level marketing, people like a company like Amway or New Skin, they are scam. They are a legit good company, right? Just like Macy and just like Nordstrom, they are legit retail store. It's a different business model. It's a business distribution channel. That's all.
So you think it's just MLM is just a misunderstood compensation structure?
Yes. I think that every industry, just like every traditional industry, you had good agent, you had bad agent. You had good representative, you had bad representative. And we love United States because it's a freedom of speech. First commandment, you can write whatever you want to write,
Sure. What about the people, Penny, that say, well, you know, the culture of WFG, it seems like a cult because people, they have these chants at the meetings and sometimes they wear the same, you know, sort of uniforms, those types of things. How would you address people that read on the internet that WFG is a cult?
Because people came from employee mentality, so as an employee, you don't do that because you get paid by wearing a uniform. And in WFG, you had to pay for your own uniform to wear for your team, right? But if you look a little bit deeper, look at Walmart. You know, you can have a chance to actually go to Walmart convention. They change like crazy, right? So Walmart does that. It's a legit big corporation. If you look at the culture, I think culture is everything. You look at. I came from Silicon Valley, Google, Facebook. They have different culture. It's a culture that makes the company very, very unique. So Uber right now, right? So many years ago, that people think that Uber is a scam also. How can you have a company? How can you? Who's going to call Uber to come to your home and take you to the airport or take you to any place where you don't even know the driver? They are not even from taxi industry. But guess what? The culture is to make the old industry dominate, right? Taxi right now is going to be dominated by Uber right now, or any other industry. You know what I'm saying? So when you say that any idea that come into the new place, that people cannot accept it because they don't understand yet. But the old industry, for any other industry, from retail, from transportation, from just like Southwest too, they are different than United Airlines, but they are one of the most profitable airline industry. That's what the WFG, we stand up among the financial industry, right? People like myself who will never get accepted by traditional industry because that I did not come from a very, very privileged background. No, I have a lot of connection in the ultra wealthy industry. Merrill Lynch will not hire me unless I had to come from Ivy League school. My academy will have to be very well. Who's going to give me this chance, right? And you think about this right now, right? The sales force that we have right now, I'm as big as maybe like MetLife. I'm not even from an insurance industry. So it's a different platform. It's a different distribution channel. It's a different business model.
Okay. Let's shift further to the product piece of the puzzle, so to speak, Penny, for a second. There's been a lot of criticism, as you know, on the internet, especially with the product, the FFIUL, the Indexed Universal Life product. Some people say, well, it's a bad product because as you age, the cost of insurance goes up so high that it's a faulty product, and there have been some real lot of criticism about this. How do you address the people that don't understand the product and the criticisms that they levy against it?
I think about this, right? I think if you want to criticize a product, 40% of the United States population doesn't own insurance policy at all. 40%. Why? Because they don't like insurance industry. They think insurance industry is a scam, right? They don't have to buy insurance because that is not regulated by the government, right? Just like you buy a house, if you own a loan, that you need to buy home insurance. If you drive a car, you have to buy car insurance. It's regulated, right? But life insurance, you don't have to buy life insurance. So that they think that life insurance is expensive. And it's a scam. But think about this, right? When you think about FFIUL is just like any other company. Insurance industry, as you age, your price is going to go up. Definitely. Nobody's going to charge you the same, right? As you get older, unless that I will charge you high when you are young, so I will fix the price. So I always tell people that there's no free lunch, right? So how do you fund the policy correctly is a key thing, right? So FFIUL or any other company out there, Nationwide, Pacific Life, or Transamerica, they are all the same. So that there's not poorly designed. But for example, I own Western Reserve Life, which is Transamerica product, variable universal life, many years ago, 20 years ago. I replaced my whole life into VUL, and my insurance company, I bought the whole life from State Farm, and she called me. She said that, how can you ever replace your whole life with variable universal life? Because you should never combine like investment and insurance together. You should separate that out, If you want to invest, you should buy term investor different, right? But then many years later, every single year as I change my home, I always go back to her. And I always I told her, I said that, Alice, if I listen to you about the product is not good and I shouldn't get to this industry, right? Should I listen to you, I will never have today. But right now, my life insurance have millions inside the portfolio because I know how to fund my policy correctly. So this is what I'm very passionate about this. I say it's not so much about they design poorly because you don't understand. So if you want to know what we sell, or you want to know what kind of product you own, you should come and join the WFG. Why? Then you know exactly how the product works, rather than you listen to somebody out there and buy the product and cancel. How many people think about whole life is a bad product? How many people think about New York Life sell the worst product? But for me, every product was designed for the purpose of the particular customer, right? So I don't think it's a very fair statement when people say about this because they don't understand. I own FFIUL. I own many products out there, right? So I believe that financial education is very, very crucial when people have this kind of objection because they don't understand. They don't even know how to calculate insurance costs. They don't even know how people charge, why the insurance costs have to go up as they go older. They have to be because the risk factors become higher right now. They cannot charge you the same, right? Insurance company have to be able to pay you. If you understand insurance in United States, right? FFIL is in United States. If you understand that we have the cheapest cost of insurance compared to other countries like China, India, and Malaysia. Because why? Because our mortality rate is higher, it is lower, right? So it is understanding.
Okay.